Yo, what's going on, guys? I want to do a review on GradSpace. GradSpace is GradSpace is a New Zealand bootcamp um, for offering software development, front end and back end, as they say. They also have a company called SpaceX. SpiritX, SpaceX, SpiritX. Um, of which, if you read on their website, they say after you finish the bootcamp, they take you for an internship, of which the internship is for their like you work for the Spirit X company. So from going back from the beginning, so I spent 7 months doing the course. It is actually 6 months, but I'll explain that later. So the curriculum, there is no curriculum. So how the course is structured is, your mentor is going to give you what to do, of which it was something new to me. There's some elements of it that I didn't like. For example, so how you would, okay, the other thing to note is that I did the course online. Other people did the course on site. They were in Auckland, but I forgot the specific place. But I have been there once. They have offices there, or from which they operate from. So I did it online. So my experience might be different. So how it's structured is, you meet with a mentor online. You meet with a mentor, and the mentor is going to tell you, okay, let me give you like a small class, not class per se, but teach you some few basic things, and maybe give you a YouTube video to watch on the particular topic, and then he will give you, or she will give you a work to do. So a strategy like that, you don't know what you're going to do next. You will have to ask a mentor the whole time, like, what am I gonna do next? And what I didn't like about that is, say for example, if I finish my work before time, right, then I'll have to ask my mentor what to do next, and maybe the mentor doesn't reply immediately, of which is understandable. But my problem is, if he responds tomorrow, I could have done something in that time. So that was frustrating me a little bit, because I felt like I lost a lot of time waiting for the mentor, waiting to be told what to do next. But the pro side of the whole thing is, my mentor was Colin, of which he gave me time. Like every time when I needed to help, or once I get him, then he gave me all the time. He didn't rush, of which I can say I give that to them. What else? Oh, so I was still discussing the how it's structured. So you code right from the beginning. They give you the first project was to create a web page, and then I had to clone, Microsoft website, of which it was a lot of HTML, CSS, and then right after that I had to do another one, but it was JavaScript intense. And then after that, I believe I did a React project, but I must say that I was actually disappointed with the React table and with the React project, because it was basically just a table from Material UI. Um, it was just a simple table. Then that was it. Like it was a table, and then the table has CRUD operations. Then that was the final project. It's like, okay, I was thinking like something like e-commerce or something like that, something that's gonna be intense. But I think that's a beginner level. In terms of jobs, so I started looking for jobs uh, before I even went to New Zealand. When I was still in South Africa, I looked for jobs. So like I can say I had experience at how to look for jobs in tech space. I feel in that regard it didn't help me a lot. Even though there was like a talk, a presentation. Um, that's when I went to Auckland for the first time. They do have such things which are informative. Maybe they will ask someone to come and expect in the field and talk about it. Talk about how to get a job, and you can ask questions and stuff like that. But for me personally, I didn't learn a lot because I had extensive uh, um, experience looking for jobs, because I found a job in South Africa before I come to New Zealand by myself, and I had interviews while I was doing GradSpace. I had a lot of interviews, so that's why I took 7 months, because on the 6 months it was just interviews. I was doing interviews all the time. Um, that was even I didn't even communicate with them that I'm looking for a job now. Blah blah blah. I just kept quiet and wanted to see how they do their things. But obviously, I like at some point I had to tell them that, hey, look, guys, I'm looking for jobs. I couldn't submit this thing because I was looking for this job. I had to prepare for this particular job. Only then they were like, okay, give us our CV and then we can tweak your CV. But I was like, I'm already getting interviews with my current CV. But I was like, okay, I can give them, and then they fixed like they they made changes to my CV, and I was like, okay, it looked nice, but I was already getting jobs. I didn't get anything from them. Like, I was under the impression that they have a like partner companies that can recruit from amongst us, because at the time when I was doing interviews I didn't hear of any other student that was looking for job, that was interviewing. um and also I didn't hear of any student that had a job while I was still there. Most of them, they went to Spirit X, the mother company of GradSpace, or sister company of GradSpace. Um, so like they were like everyone was just after they finished, they was just doing their internship there. So I ended up having to come back to South Africa because I was not securing anything at the moment. So when I asked them, they said the Mac case is tough. So I had to come back. I can say the course is for a really beginner. It's a very, very beginner level course. I think you get to um, I think the internship, that's where you really learn. I'm not saying you don't learn on the internship, you do, but it's very fundamental stuff. Maybe when you do um the internship with the with Spirit X, the sister company, maybe that's where you kind of like deepen your knowledge, because I didn't do the internship. I'm planning to do it when I go back to New Zealand again. I'll jump into the internship and be looking for the job at the same time. I think that's all that I have to say about GradSpace. Otherwise, at the end of it, like I can say um they're good people to work with. Mentors are cool. I think everyone is cool with. Um, Yeah, and I feel like if you're a beginner, you can learn a lot from them. Yeah, that's my take. Until next time.